Hello there! You're listening to the Pinoy MCU Fan, a bunk collective Filipino podcast where I get to talk about everything and anything Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm your host, Jim.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the Pinoy MCU Fan Podcast. Oh my god, we are on our season 4 na. I know we are finally here, a new season. Oh my god, I'm so sorry because season 3 took forever, you guys. It took forever to finish, but I'm super glad that we were able to close season 3 with an awesome interview with my good friend Amy. So guys, if you guys haven't listened to it yet, please go listen to it. There are two parts. Ano naman siya? It's a very fun conversation. You can just pick which part you guys want to listen to. But yeah, go ahead, go back and listen to the finale of season 3. But yeah, honestly, you guys, what an insane past month of July. I know I'm recording season 4, episode 1 in August already. And I know this episode will, of course, come out in August. But I just really want to reflect back on July because it was Fantastic Four month. Fantastic Four. Oh my god, first things first, July was jam packed with amazing movies. We had Jurassic World Rebirth, and then we have Superman, and then we finally have the Fantastic Four First Steps. But okay, here, before I start sharing my thoughts about, of course, First Steps, I just want to say the premiere week was just a whole week of celebrating Marvel's first family. I'm so grateful to be invited to a bunch of events and screenings that week. So, shout out and thank you so much to SM Cinema, Disney Philippines, Marvel Philippines, and of course, our previous host, I mean, previous episode guest pala. Host tuloy, ako pala yung host. Our previous episode's guest, Amy. Shout out, Amy. So for a week before the premiere of the movie, I attended the launch event at SM Mega Mall for the activation of the Fantastic Four display. So they had the replica of the Fantastic Car there and also a bunch of like photo spots for Fantastic Four fans. It was a super cool event. Paborito ko dun yung logo actually. Yung logo na 4 ng Fantastic Four and then it lights. Does it light up? I don't remember if it lights up. But there's a 4 logo there that is super huge and it's an amazing backdrop to take pictures in. So I really love that. And then the following week, which is premiere week, I was invited to watch the early screening of the Fantastic Four First Steps in Mega Mall ulit. And this time, nasa IMAX kami. Oh my god. So yeah, so Fantastic Four premiered Wednesday, July 23 here in the Philippines. But we got to watch a movie a day early on Tuesday, July 22. Oh my god, it was amazing. And then on the actual premiere day of July 23, I got to watch it on 4DX this time. It was 3D and the chairs move and there's like big fans on the corner of the theater and then they blast you with cold air. But yeah, it was amazing. Again, 4DX was courtesy of our lovely guest Amy from the past 2 episodes. And then my God, ang dami. Tapos, on the premiere weekend, like, Sunday naman that same week, we got invited to the launch of Ayala Mall's Trinomas, a giant theater. So, this screening is actually very special to me because we were joined by the lovely winners of my first ever giveaway. Oh my God. Thank you so much to EJ, LK, Lyra, Malcolm, and Ray's for joining the giveaway, of course, and for attending the premiere, the A Giant screening. It was amazing. It's probably one of the best things that happened to me and the Pinoy MCU Fan podcast. Having the chance to do a ticket giveaway. Syempre, para makanood ng MCU movie screening. It was very, I'm like very proud of that moment, but also very thankful, of course. Syempre, it was such a fantastic opportunity because grabe, Fantastic Four pa talaga yung movie screening where I got to do my first ever giveaway. So, of course, it's my way of giving back to you guys for supporting my podcast on Spotify and, of course, supporting me on Instagram. I hope I get to do more ticket giveaways in the future. So let's see. Oh my God, let's see. I will work hard, you guys. I'll do my best. Again. Thank you so much to SM Cinema, SM Supermalls, Disney Philippines, Marvel Philippines, Ayala Cinemas, Ayala Malls, and of course, Amy for the 4DX tickets. And I'm going thank you. Hindi naman po talaga sponsored tong episode na to. Pero syempre, I'm super grateful for that opportunity, and I just really want to like show how grateful I am for these opportunities. And yeah, so again, feel free to scroll through my Instagram at the dot Pinoy MCU fan para makita nyo guys yung mga posts ko on that fantastic weekend. And of course, share ko lang para talaga ako nag-cosplay. I felt like a cosplayer. Para ako nagko-cosplay na full-time content creator. Even though it was just that week that I got to do like, I posted so much stuff about the events. And of course, I did TikToks and IG Reels. So, it was like, I don't know, it was like, para akong nag-trial period of being a content creator. Pero yeah, podcasting is also content creation. But of course, shout out to like full-time content creators out there that, that record themselves, record places, video editing, and then post it ASAP on their socials. Damn, you guys are amazing. Grabe. Parang, I took editing in college, but like, damn, like doing it all the time and super fast is a skill. And yeah, I'm just, I don't know, hangang-hanga talaga ako sa mga content creator dyan. So yun lang. Ooh. And I met a bunch of content creators. I really love meeting all the time. I loved meeting Obey Posadas, si Katoto, ayan, si Katoto natin sa TikTok. And also the OG, Wanda Said No, si Kyla, another TikToker. So those two are few TikTokers that I really, really look up to. And I truly admire them. They're also the two content creators that are really focused on MCU. Lalo na si Katoto, ayan. Oh my God, Obey, shout out to you. And of course, Kyla started as Wanda Said No, and her content back then were really into deep diving Marvel. But she branched out now to all of her other interests, including theater and movies, which is amazing. Also, and yeah, TV shows as well. So that was my July, you guys. Amazing. Oh yeah, I also have a TikTok now, so please go check me out if you guys want. It's at the Pinoy MCU fan, and of course I have my Instagram. I'm always there. I'm more active there. Anyway, here's the thing. Oh my God, guys, ang corny nun, but get it? The thing. Oh my God, ang corny ng joke, pero I don't know, it's funny for me. I mean, I love puns, even though they're super corny as hell. And if you guys have been listening to my podcast for like a super long time, you guys would know that I always say, here's the thing. But the thing is, I always say this a lot. So there's nothing really funny about it. But now it's funny because the thing, Fantastic Four, the thing, Ben Grimm. So yeah. Anyway, please let me indulge. Kahit ngayon lang talaga. I'll be sprinkling a bunch of puns here and there on this episode. So now, yeah, please just bear with me while I make all of this like puns and whatnot. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, I'm gonna start now for real. Okay, so the Fantastic Four First Steps is the Marvel Studios version of Marvel's First Family. Yes, we had yung Fox in 2015. Si Fox naman talaga gumawa. We had that version in 2005 and 2015. But this 2025 movie, it's about Marvel Comics' first family taking its first step into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Taray, di ba? First steps into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So, we have Jose Pedro Balmaceda Pascal, who plays Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic. Yun yung full name ni Pedro Pascal. Yes, memorize ko talaga. Jose Pedro Balmaceda Pascal. And then, of course, we have Vanessa Kirby, who plays Sue Storm, Invisible Woman. Joseph Quinn is Johnny Storm, the Human Torch. Eben Moss Backrack is Ben Grimm, the Thing. Julia Garner is Shalabal, Silver Surfer. And of course, we have Ralph Ineson as Galactus. I herald your end. Wow. I herald Galactus. I don't know how Julia Garner does it. She says it with such para ownership of the name and with such like high regard. It was amazing watching that sound come to life in the movie. And of course, again, the Fantastic Four First Steps director is Matt Shackman, the same dude who directed our favorite MCU TV show, WandaVision. So a bunch of you guys immediately messaged me after watching First Steps, and I love everyone's messages. Lahat tayo excited, lahat tayo nervous, lahat tayo sobrang saya to finally see a better portrayal of the Fantastic Four on the big screen. Sorry to the 2005 and 2015 versions. At this point, we just we just skip over the 2015 one, but the 2005 one holds that special place in our hearts because again, nostalgia. But anyway, okay, first things first. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Oh god. Oh my god, I'm laughing over my own corny jokes. Anyway, so first things first. The Fantastic Four First Steps, my first thoughts, hands down, amazing visuals. I truly cannot stop talking about how good this movie looks. They pulled off that 1960s vibes that they were definitely aiming for. It's very, retro futuristic. And also, yung ibang style dun sa architecture nila, lalo na yung mga home decor nila, nakalimutan ko yung term eh. It's very mid-century, which I love. I love mid-century stuff. I don't know, they look super sleek and super modern in a way kahit luma na siya. Ganon. So yun, aside from the architecture and like, of course, the set design, there we go, the set design, the costumes and everything. The costumes and the fashion, they all look good. Very 60s talaga. I love it. Pero, here's my favorite part. My favorite part, definitely the space scenes. I literally cannot stop talking about how fantastic the space scenes were because, oh my god, like, the spacesuits, the Excelsior, the ship, the interior of the Excelsior, space itself, the way that they visualize the space warp, like the space warp as they travel faster than light, Galactus's ship, dude, Galactus, and we all know, of course, the Silver Surfer, and of course, aside from the space scenes, this one is my favorite, like one of my favorite, like what do you call that? Shots. My favorite shot in a movie. Guys, New York, Times Square. When the Silver Surfer came down and the camera was panning around her, like it was panning from her back to her front, the gasp that I did inside the cinema, I was like so speechless, you guys. Shala Ball's design is just, I don't want to say fantastic because it's more than fantastic. It was immaculate. You guys, she is literally silver. The way she shines, the way that she has tarnish. Honestly, the tarnish part really sold me on it because, dude, silver is real when it tarnishes, and that's amazing. I really find it really cool. And what's even cooler is the fact that she still looks like Julia Garner. Like, yeah, okay, we all know that CGI, they had to CG the metal body, the silver body. But she still looks like Julia Garner. And her facial expressions, you can definitely see. You can still definitely see behind all of that CGI, which is amazing. The emotions are still visible, even though we all know, we all know that her body is covered by CGI. Again, I feel like besides the art directors, the director here, and everyone else, I do have to give credit to the CGI team as well. And of course, the fact that the technology that we have now is so much better than 20 years ago. So, yeah, it's a good, I don't know, it's just a great accomplishment. There we go. This one is such a great accomplishment because I do believe that in 2005, yung look din talaga in Silver Surfer in that movie was also pretty ahead of its time. So, yeah, imagine mo yun, 20 years, it took us to this now. A Silver Surfer that actually looks silver and very realistic and everything. Amazing. I love Silver Surfer. And speaking of Silver Surfer, Galactus. Dude, yung design ni Galactus. Oh my god. Oh my god. Like, oh my god. He is indeed massive. I love how they were able to show how big he is like, of course, trabaho naman to ng director, ng art people, ng CGI. Trabaho talaga nila nung kailangan alam nila kung paano nila i-shot to, paano nila i-blur or something yung mga foreground and background and whatnot to evoke that feeling of massiveness. But I don't know, it's just amazing to see it like it I don't know, it's funny, like, you know how it works, so it shouldn't be that much of a shock to you, but like also at the same time seeing the final product and seeing how it turned out, like, oh my god, like I'm shook, I'm shocked, I'm amazed, this is fantastic. There we go, this is fantastic, dude. Oh my god. And also the fact that we saw this first time sa early screening, tapos IMAX pa. Dude, wala talagang tatalo sa IMAX. Kasi kuha niya talaga yung massiveness ni Galactus. And again, we're not just talking about like, oh yeah, okay, malaki, big. No, we're talking about like Galactus is so big, is bordering that feeling of like, alam mo yung pag nakakita ka ng sobrang tiny stuff, parang kinikilabutan ka na. Ganun yung feeling kay Galactus sa sobrang laki niya. And when you watch it in IMAX too, parang, fuck, ang laki-laki niya, putang ina. Parang, oh my god, that sounds so wrong. But like, in terms of like Galactus, like, he's so huge. He is massive. Especially inside of his ship. Dude, he's so big. I don't know what else to call Galactus, but he's big as a Galactus. That's I can't even stop talking about how big Galactus is. But another amazing fact, not amazing fact, but like one of the several beautiful shots in the film was when Galactus went down to Earth in New York, and he looked back kay Statue of Liberty. Dude, grabe, dun din talaga mo parang, dun mo nakita yung ratio niya na mas maiintindihan natin in a sense kasi may Statue of Liberty na dyan as a scale, ganon. So it was like, oh god, he's so huge. And then when he was walking through buildings in New York, he was walking in between buildings and he is still taller than the buildings. Like, he's that big, he's that huge. So fantastic work. Oh, one of parang lahat na lang ata ng sa pelikula na to paborito kong shot. But no, one of the coolest things as well is that shot wherein when Galactus got Franklin, and then of course Franklin's a fucking baby. He's so small. The baby is so small. And then like the blurring in that shot switch from background to foreground. I'm like, oh my god. Oh my god. Literally the theater was like, oh my gosh, oh shit, oh shit. It was like that. Amazing. Yeah. And also, here's the thing. Literally, this one is the thing. It's about the thing. I love Ben so much. I love his design. Like, if Shalabal made me so speechless, and then Galactus truly made me feel super small, seeing Ben, the thing on the big screen, he made me feel like a kid again. Like, I badly want my own action figure of the thing now. It's just he is, I want to say fantastic again, but I'm like, overdoing fantastic. But I don't know, the first thoughts, honestly, seeing Ben, I'm like, oh my god, he is so cool. Like, that rock design is awesome. Like, his design is actually interesting to me because, dude, a rock. This person is a rock. And he moves and he has emotions. And of course, he's a rock. That's pretty cool. And I kind of get it now when they say that yung mga comic book movies back then, targeted talaga siya sa mga bata para makabenta ng laruan. So, wow, okay. Like, okay, gets ko na. They can definitely take my money. Like, I'm still looking for a Marvel Legends toy of Ben Grimm. Pero, grabe, ubusan talaga kahit saan. And I refuse to buy reseller price because OA yung presyo. It's only 1,000 something yung SRP price niya kapag binili mo lang siya sa Toy Kingdom, ganon. So, naghahanap pa rin po ako. Please let me know. Anyway. Eto pa, yung part na tumalon si Ben see the thing from the Fantastic Car, and then he screamed like cannonball. I think he said cannonball or airball. I don't know. Yeah, I think he said cannonball because he was jumping into the ocean and then it made a big splash. Yeah, it was so cool. That was like the first look into a zoomed in version of the thing. So, it was amazing kasi syempre basa-basa pa siya kasi galing siya sa ocean eh. So, parang kitang-kita mo talaga yung rock niya masaging nag-absorb ng water. So, that was, oh, dude, I cannot stop about talking about the thing. He's amazing. He's amazing. I loved him so much. And yeah, speaking of the team, so the Fantastic Four, dude, I love how vibrant the blue is in their uniform. Like, there is definitely a trend going on with like comic book films bringing back color in their suits, in their costumes, which is amazing. That's like super cool. And of course, yung costume nila na bright blue. Actually, bright blue na medyo pastel siya. Or siguro contrasting that bright blue with white makes it look more pastel on the eyes, which is amazing. And it also complements the era that they're in. It's very 60s vibe, retro vibe pa rin. So that's pretty cool and it works. It truly works. And of course, also shout out. I kind of like I love that they made the thing still wear a shirt. So that's pretty cool because I don't know. I get it that he's usually like shirtless in the comics as well. So parang I don't know. It's like at least nakasuot siya ng shirt sa movie. I don't know. It's just, it fits. It fits. So, lahat sila naka-uniform talaga. Ayun. And, oh my God, speaking of the family, Herbie. Oh my God, I love Herbie so much. I love his design. He also matches the vibes of the movie. His design is very retro futuristic. Like, of course, like the rest of the set and the props in the film. So every time Herbie is on the screen, like everyone goes, "Oh!" There's this part in the movie that Herbie went, "Uh-oh." It was so cute, dude. Oh my god, like okay, Frank. Okay, Herbie. Yeah, and then he has this lullaby with Franklin that he sings. That was pretty cool. Okay, since we're talking about the design and the visuals, I want to talk about the Human Torch, everyone. And of course, this will naturally transition into the theme itself. I really like Johnny. Like, I really like yung pagkaapoy niya. You can still see the uniform, his clothes, his face. I love how they showed us the transition between his flame on and flame offs. So yeah, it also shows that Johnny can control how high or how low the intensity of his fire can be. And it's also very evident depending if you can see his outfit or not. There's this part of the movie that I really like with Johnny when it blacked out and Johnny just flamed on. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, oh my god, he was so hot in that scene, like literally and figuratively. I'm like, ooh, I see you now, Johnny. I see you now. I understand it now. You are charismatic as heck. You are very charismatic. And he was so cocky in the scene. Oh my god. Like, oh, okay, so cute. Ang yabang muti. Parang ganon. Ganon yung vibe ni Johnny in that scene. Now, speaking of Johnny, when the cast for this film was announced, a bunch of people were shocked that Eddie from Stranger Things was cast as Johnny. And of course, the people were comparing the different portrayals of Johnny. I shared my thoughts about this back then, but I'm not sure if I told you guys on this podcast or on Instagram lang. Or siguro naalala ko, kinakausap ko lang yung mga kaibigan ko. But here's my opinion on that. Joseph Quinn, actually, he fits the era that the Fantastic Four First Steps is set in. So that's the 1960s. And also same for the past Johnnies. In 2005, when the hot boy next door is everyone's type, that is literally Chris Evans. We all know what Chris Evans looks like back then. He's literally the hot boy next door kind of type, kind of person, kind of a hot guy. And then, of course, in 2005, when the rebel is everyone's type, that is literally Michael B. Jordan, diba, in the 2015 film. And of course, in 2025, since everyone's set in 1960s, The charming, popular boy is everyone's type, and that is Joseph Quinn. He exudes that kind of aura. And of course, if I mean, we can all see Joseph Quinn. He looks like he's from the Beatles. I don't know, which is ironically he is also cast in a the Beatles biopic. So I guess it tracks. You know what I mean? The point is, Chris, Michael, and Joseph best represent the male beauty standard of the era that they are in. So, lalo na yung mga era na pinoportray nila sa mga movies na yon. All three of them are attractive, and there is no question in that. Of course, they are Johnny Storms after all, so it makes sense lahat sila pogi. But if you guys are gonna make me choose in terms of overall Johnny vibes, I definitely pick Joseph Quinn. I'm sorry, no doubt. I love how his Johnny is smart. Johnny is a nerd. Johnny loves space. Johnny is charismatic. Johnny is playful. As they said in the movie, Johnny loves women. Yes, but most importantly, Johnny respects and treats Ben like a brother. That's my favorite part of the movie. Because again, I really like Ben. And in the past, in the Chris Evans version, he was a bully to Ben, you guys. He was ass to Ben. They basically hate each other. In Michael B. Jordan's, I I don't even think he has any sort of relationship with Ben at all. So I don't blame Michael B. Jordan though. The 2015 film was like it was shit. It was shit overall. So I don't even remember some parts of it. So yeah, I like Joseph Quinn's Johnny because he treats my favorite character, Ben, like a brother. He teases Ben, but never in a disrespectful way. They genuinely have a brotherly relationship. Meanwhile, the 2005 version, Ben and Johnny straight up hate each other. So, LMAO, I guess, LOL. Also, oh my god, Joseph Quinn Johnny is insanely smart in this version, in this film. He figured out a whole alien language, everyone. That's like super smart behavior. He learned to decode it from like 3 words. He even learned to speak it. Of course, again, realistically, it's impossible to decode a language based on 3 words. But hey, again, movie magic, that's just superhero business. Yeah. I don't know. I call it movie magic. I guess Johnny learning a language just shows how much Johnny cares, how much Johnny will find a way to protect the people he loves. And oh my god, when Johnny is super protective of Franklin, there's this part that we saw a glimpse of him like near the end of the movie. We saw him super ready to go supernova just to push Galactus into the bridge. We saw that. He was so ready to sacrifice himself for his family. I don't think 2005 and 2015 Johnny would do that. But our 2025 Johnny would definitely do that. Anyway, one of the best things about the Fantastic Four First Steps is of course also Reed and Sue's relationship. Lalo na ngayon na they are soon to be parents, which is the first time that we saw that on screen. You literally feel the love between the two in the movie and how excited and terrified they were to be parents. Most especially to be parents to a super powerful kid. Reed is indeed the leader of the Fantastic Four, but he is such a mess, dude. Like, I have to admit, I was telling people like, damn, they really stressed the heck out of Pedro Pascal in this movie. Like, nakakunot noo talaga siya the whole time. Like, alam mo yung kulot no, like yung grabe yung eyebrows niya, grabe. He was frowning the whole time. He was stressing out for real. An Instagram friend, hi Kurt yung pangalan niya. Kurt actually told me that the Reed is really like that in the comics. He's always stressed the fuck out. Again, I am not a comic book reader. I only started reading the comics last year and they're all about Wolverine. Although, Reed did have a cameo or like a quick appearance in one of my Wolverine comics. And yes, kahit in that comic, Reed was super worried for Logan. So yeah, I guess it does track that Reed is always anxious, always stressed as hell. He's always stressed. And of course, in the movie, I love how they also explored that beyond the obvious fact na, ay oo, yung Earth kakainin na sila ni Galactus, so mamamatay talaga sila. So parang syempre stress ka doon. Pero, I guess, yung disagreement scene between Reed and Sue, Reed in that scene explicitly said, he explained himself na bakit siya laging stressed, bakit siya sobrang anxious, ganyan. He carries the weight of the world on his shoulders. He thinks, he theorizes, he calculates every possibility to ensure that he can protect his family and the earth. And of course, his big brain that solves and creates solutions can also be a problem. And Sue, of course, verbalized that. It was a truly touching scene despite it being very, heated. It was a very heated argument that, of course, it just shows that even fantastic couples go through rocky things sometimes too. See, did you guys see what I did there? That even fantastic couples go through rocky things sometimes too. Wow! Taray, nung dami kong puns na nalagay doon. Anyway, anyway, of course, Reed and his big stretchy brain might be the leader of the Fantastic Four, but Sue is a true heart of the team. She leads the Future Foundation, she maintains and strengthens relationships with other nations and even former enemies like Mole Man. She keeps the team together and she strengthens them. And of course, Sue is mother. She mothered in that film. Like literally mother. Mother. Ganon. Like, yes, mother talaga siya. Mother. Parang si Wanda lang din. Like, yeah, she, again, Matt Shackman, same director for WandaVision and Fantastic Four. So, speaking of mother, oh my god, again, I'm gonna go back to the space scenes because it was truly fantastic. It was truly amazing. Yeah. Okay. Listen. In that space scenes, aside from the stunning visuals, the space scenes truly captured. It actually captured how they work as a team. Like them at the Excelsior, they truly operate as a team, as one unit. Ben and Sue pilot the ship, Johnny supports the pilots, Reed calculates and makes the game plans in an instant. Tandaan nyo, dun sa ship ni Galactus, they faced Galactus head on. They were so caring of Sue, Ben and Johnny still joking around about the girlfriend, Silver Surfer, and of course, we saw how stressed the fuck out Reed was in that talk with Galactus. But when they were running away, the stakes were very high. Doon ko talaga, for me doon ko nakita na parang mas grabe yung stakes doon. Kasi syempre, sinabi na sa kanila na parang, sabi ni Galactus, gusto ko yung anak mo, ganon. So, the Silver Surfer, of course, was chasing them through space, through a literal wormhole, you guys. Meanwhile, Sue was having contractions, ready to give birth at any minute. Ben and Johnny were trying to shake off the Surfer. Reed is assisting both Sue and Ben, taking care of his wife and then planning an escape. There was so much stuff happening that the Fantastic Four truly had to lock in and work as a team. And oh my god, I love the black hole scene so much. It was breathtaking. It was truly breathtaking. It even gets better because Sue was literally giving birth with the black hole as a backdrop. Like, I do think that symbolism right there, Sue is giving birth to a powerful child. Of course, similar to a black hole. Even better because I do think Franklin is so much powerful than a black hole. And then, Sue even turned invisible in her final push, and sakto, they arrived back into our solar system when Franklin was finally born. It's like saying na, this kid is super powerful like a black hole, yes, but at the end of the day, he is still human like us, like his parents. And yes, Franklin. Super powerful kid, his uncles love him so much, and I bet it's super cool to have Ben and Johnny as your uncles. Like, lalo na si Ben, oh my god, he's on full-on uncle mode. He even read the baby books. which is super cute, super funny. Speaking of Ben, the thing is, the thing is, the thing, like I'm saying, like Ben Grimm, the thing, he is our human connection in this film, in this superhero film. If you guys notice, the public is a huge part of the film. Like yung general public dun sa Earth 828. Kasi yung Fantastic Four in that Earth is very open, very transparent with the public. And beyond Sue's work with Future Foundation, mas underground din talaga si Ben when it comes to relationships with the public. Ang interesting niya for me because the thing that does not look normal, siya pa yung pinaka-close sa general public. Siya pa yung pinaka-close sa normal citizens. Napaka-close siya sa mga New Yorkers. Si Ben, yung lagi nakikipag-interact with kids, yung mga fellow kapitbahays, fellow neighbors, he still walks by his childhood home to have some sort of connection to his normal human self. And it's also obvious na meron, na of course, syempre love team ni Ben, si Rachel Rosman, yung school teacher played by Leon. I forgot her name. Natasha Leon. There we go. Yeah, so binisita ni Ben si Rachel sa synagogue. So, again, synagogue. Tama ba pronunciation ko? Pero yeah, the synagogue. Kasi it's Jewish si Rachel. Ayan. Now, I did mention earlier that Ben is my favorite Fantastic Four member. Aside from his awesome rock design, he's the most tragic out of them all. So, he longs to be a normal human again. It's kind of unfair na siya lang yung hindi human looking out of the four. But then also, he chose to accept it na lang. Na inaccept niya na lang din na ganun talaga eh. And I love Ben. I really love Ben. He's like this big and scary rock. But he is also the softest and the kindest human ever. It sucks that he can't just turn on and turn off his powers. Kasi being Ben is his power. You know what I mean? Okay. Now, before I get into my, comments, I just really want to say that we finally have a Fantastic Four movie that we can all be proud of. As soon as I got out of the movie theater, one of the first things I told people was this movie is a true comic book film. I really love the montage at the beginning. It's like reading the quick backstory of the heroes in a comic book. First Steps is steps ahead of the 2005 and the 2015 versions. The 2005 one was more of a fun kind of movie. I have to admit, it was pretty campy with the way that they did the characters and their powers. Tapos, the 2015 version, again, we also don't talk about it much because I gotta say, they made them look too serious. And it was like body horror-ish. Like, it's a superhero movie. Why are you making them body horror? Anyway, it just didn't feel like a comic book movie at all. But First Steps, it's a well-rounded film with amazing protagonists and amazing villains. I cannot stress enough how well they made Galactus and Silver Surfer in this movie. Like, they actually made them work. And yeah, the Fantastic Four truly showed us what it means to be a team, to be a family. The visuals of the movie, straight out of a comic book, amazing all around. We have a true classic MCU film right here. And I'm saying classic because this hits all the right spots, similar to classic MCU films like Iron Man, Captain America, and more. First Steps has no movie homework. You can go in and watch it on its own. The film even makes us have that connection with all of the Fantastic Four members, even with Chala Ball. Again, amazing visuals that truly make the viewing experience fantastic. And most importantly, it's so rewatchable that you won't get tired of it. That's just my opinion, okay? But yeah, because I watched the Fantastic Four First Steps like 4 times. And I never got tired of it. So I really cannot wait for it to arrive on Disney Plus. But I have to admit, eto na. I have to admit, I have a few nitpicks about this movie. First off, the runtime is too short. It's too short. Below 2 hours. It's insane. below 2 hours is insane. At the end of the movie, I really said, like, wait, that's it? I was hoping for more. Like, I really want to see more of the team. It's not really a bad feeling, but it's more like, oh God, I hope there's more because I really love them. I'm asking for more because I'm so invested in these characters. This is like a good kind of comment. An example is siguro of like a bad, too short, quote unquote comment is like, ooh, the runtime is too short. I needed more time to be invested in them. Now, that's a negative kind of comment. Now, we all know there's a 3 hour version of the movie that exists out there. Again, in the movie making process, they also go through numerous drafts. So I guess the 3 hour version that everyone's talking about on social media, that is probably one of the first few drafts of the movie. I'm not saying the movie should be 3 hours long, pero siguro mga 2 hours and 30 minutes naman sana. Ayun, I feel like that would work. Okay, listen. I really love the storytelling in this movie. And everyone is so fleshed out beautifully, but I really wanted to see more of Ben. Sana more Ben pa talaga, more exploration of Ben. Alam mo yun, his desires, his wants. I just want to see more of Ben on the big screen. I do think, yeah, I do think he had lesser screen time or like lesser storyline than the others in the film. And of course, going back to the runtime, oh my god. Okay, I have another comment, but I don't know if it falls under the runtime or like the pacing or like whatnot. Pero there are times in the movie when it felt like they were going by too fast. But the story still makes sense, okay? It still makes sense naman. It was okay naman for me. It's just, I feel like it's just me. Like, I'm noticing something. Like, something is kulang. Parang, oh my god, something is lacking. I don't know what it is. Pero, like you're watching something and there's like something missing. Even though I know naman this movie is complete and well thought out. And then, it hit me. The transitions between one scene to another were cut down significantly. I'm talking about the transitions, ha, not like the whole scenes cut out. Even though, yes, we all know that John Malkovich was cut from the movie, which is kind of okay to me. Sure, it makes sense. I also do think having John Malkovich plotline would kind of like make the plot feel crowded. So, I guess it's kind of okay na cut out siya. But I am talking about the transitions here. I noticed that some of the transitions felt short and like adding a little more runtime to those transition would make the movie feel okay in terms of like pacing. Again, I'm not sure if pacing the right term, but like I hope you guys are getting what I mean. Because as I said earlier, they felt fast for some reason, and the reason is the transitions. A good example that I can think of is like when Johnny was talking to Shala Ball in her own language. After the talk scene, it just jumped back to Johnny arriving at the Baxter building. And that felt too fast for me because Shalabal was vulnerable. And of course, so was Johnny. Johnny was being vulnerable. They were talking about the fate of the world and the Fantastic Four and Franklin and family and what it took for Shalabal to save her world. I feel like having Johnny linger there for a few seconds when Shalabal flew off would have been like a great transition instead of just swoosh, Johnny is back at the Baxter building. Parang I don't know, do you guys get what I mean? There are a few moments in that film that a few seconds or a few minutes in the transitions would really make the emotional stakes linger with the audience so it wouldn't feel too fast. So I did say I have a few nitpicks, but I am glad to report that I didn't feel any weird scenes that took me out of the film. As I mentioned in my Brave New World episode, I really, really, really hate it when the scene just takes you out of the film. That's like one of my biggest pet peeves. Oh my god, nabubulol na ako, which is also one of my pet peeves na nabubulol. So yeah, the Fantastic Four First Steps truly stuck to its story, its tone, its design, and everything. And there were no scenes that took me out of the film. To be honest, the space scenes are the opposite of taking me out. If anything, the space scenes really took me in. they really made me feel so invested in these characters. Ayun talaga yung space. Oh my god, I cannot stop talking about the space scenes, the space scenes. Oh, chef's kiss, chef's kiss. And of course, ayun nga, as fans said online, the Fantastic Four are explorers first, superheroes second. So I really, really felt that with the space scenes. Johnny, I get you now. I get you, my man. I get why you love space so much. Oh my god. Also, what the heck? The era they are in, it's like the 1960s, and you're telling me the Fantastic Four already have jump point technology at that early? Like, remember, the Excelsior had to attach itself to another ship. I forgot what it's called, but I think they called it the FTL, which literally means faster than light. Again, that's how jump point works. If you guys forget, I just think of Guardians of the Galaxy and also Captain Marvel. It's just a quick jump. It's just a quick jump. But in Fantastic Four First Steps, instead of jumping, they were cruising inside the wormhole of the jump points. You know what I mean? And it's freaking cool because they're that advanced in their universe. I bet in a few years they already have figured out actual jump points as well, instead of just cruising in the wormhole for a few minutes. So yeah. Speaking of which, yes, I know we all watched the Fantastic Four First Steps, hoping that there's an explanation about the Excelsior cameo in Thunderbolts end credit scene. Unfortunately, it was not explained, but there was a moment. There was a moment in the ship in the space scenes when Sue was contracting and Reed had to scream, "Just go anywhere! Just jump! Just jump anywhere!" Like everyone in the theater felt like, "Ooh, oh my god, they're gonna jump! They're gonna jump to the main timeline, aka the Thunderbolts end credit cameo." But then it did not happen. So yeah, I do think we're gonna get that explanation on Doomsday next year. Anyway, eto na guys, eto na. Speaking of Doomsday, yep. Guys, when the screen when the screen said 4 years later, I was so shocked. I was so shocked. I literally said, "Oh God." During the screening, I stressed out so much that I had to lock in on Sue's belly. I am saying this because there is a second Richards kid, and her name is Valeria Richards. So seeing that 4 years later on the screen, I was like nervous. Oh God, is Sue pregnant with Valeria? And also, we all know that Valeria has a closer connection to Doom. Pero when Sue finally stood up, I'm like, oh God, okay, she's not pregnant. And then, yeah, Doom visited the Baxter building to say hi to Franklin. Okay, so a few episodes back, I talked about Doomsday. I talked about how Loki is the only character in that chair announcement that is super duper fucking powerful. Now, with Doom being friendly with Franklin, it looks like Doom will use Franklin's power cosmic for himself. Now, I have no idea how Doom would use that or who he's going to fight with it, but right now, we have two powerful people in Doomsday. That's Loki and Franklin Richards. Again, yes, Franklin was not announced in the chair announcement, but like, again, the kid is part of the Fantastic Four, so I'm pretty sure whatever's happening now is gonna be about Franklin and, of course, Doom. Oh God. God, you guys. The wait is literally going to kill me. I cannot wait that long. Oh my God. But everyone, we have to be strong. We have to be strong. Ugh. We did it before, we shall do it again. Anyway, you guys, the next MCU film is gonna come out a year later. Next year, July 2026. And it's gonna be Spider-Man Brand New Day. Dude, I'm so excited. Like, ah! Also, it's August. And a few days ago, it was Spider-Man Day. And of course, amazing. August, we had a great start to August because the set photos are out. The new suit looks amazing. Everyone's celebrating the suit. Life is good. Oh my God. What an amazing few weeks as an MCU fan. Anyway, the whole Spidey thing, that's for another episode. So Let's just talk about that again in the next episode, maybe. Maybe. Anyway, that is basically my thoughts on Fantastic Four First Steps. And as usual, don't forget to DM me on Instagram if you have any thoughts or any chica. And yeah, we're also on YouTube now, you guys. So podcast is also on YouTube, the Pinoy MCU fan. And of course, yes, we're also on TikTok now. So go search the Pinoy MCU fan and give me a follow. Oh my god. As usual, thank you everyone for listening and talk to you guys soon. Bye. Bye. Bye 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 bye. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Pinoy MCU fan. If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to support the podcast, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or leave a rating and review. To connect with me, you can follow or message me on social media at the.PinoyMCUFan. The Pinoy MCU fan is part of the Bunk Collective. Discover more podcasts at thebunkph.com and follow us on social media at thebunkph. That's it, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!